Hi everyone, my name is Ashton Wood. I'm the Managing Director of SecureStix Innovations International. Today I'm talking about your business and is it secure? We'll be covering things like password protection, physical protection, virus protection, USBs, and basically all parts of your business where you're using data to store your customer confidential files. And we're going to be talking about ways to protect that, to make sure that people cannot break in and get to that information, and also to make sure that if you do accidentally drop it somewhere, that the person who finds it can't access this information. In this day and age, that's really important because the client information is key, and if you were to lose your client information, you could be liable in the US for up to $50 million to be sued for loss of information per day, depending on what happens. So let's start with your physical security of your company. What we're talking about here is if someone walks into your company today, what could they get to? So if I walked into your reception, up to the front desk, up to the reception desk, could I pick up that PC and walk away with that? Could I pick up a backup drive sitting next to that PC and walk away with that? And if I did that, what sort of information would I have in my hands now? Being a thief, I'd probably take it to a pawnbroker shop and sell it for $20 or $30. No great loss to you. But the person that buys that or gets hold of that information could be in the media, or they could be a competitor for all you know. They've now bought this device. They open it and see all this useful information. Who knows what they could do with this? It could really cripple your business. So for physical security, the takeaways I want to give you today are things like secure your reception or the entrance to your building. If you've got a door that allows people to come in automatically and there's no one at reception, put a lock on it and put a bell on it. Have people ring that bell before they come into the office. So at least you know they're into that reception area. If you've got PCs or backup servers or anything sitting at reception, which a lot of companies do, because it's a general place that everyone uses, put them under the desks or preferably take them out into a locked room and leave them there. So they're still a network but away from that front desk, so people can't just walk away with them. With the receptionist computer, use brackets and screws to lock it, so even though it's a big device, you'd be surprised at what people will take. We've had an incident in the past where some professionals in suits, overalls with their toolbox walked into a corporation and said, "We're here to fix your projectors. We've heard your projectors are faulty." The receptionist let them into the boardroom, the two boardrooms they had. They got up on the table in front of the receptionist, undid them, brought the projectors down, and said, "We'll be back tomorrow, we need to replace the globes." They didn't come back. They'd stolen those projectors right under her nose. And she wasn't to know, she thought someone had called them to get them fixed. So quite often people are brazen enough to just walk in, take what they want and walk out without looking suspicious at all. So just lock things down so people can't take them away. If you're using laptops in the office, which a lot of people do nowadays, I really suggest you look at getting one of these cable locks. They basically just lock into the back of the laptop. This ties around the leg of a table or a chair or whatever you've got available. So if they try and walk away with your laptop, they've got to take the table with them or the workstation with them, which is usually bolted in. So I highly recommend you get one of these. They're about somewhere between $25 and $50 Australian, depending where you get them from. They won't stop the organised crime. They'll have bolt cutters with them and they'll just cut straight through it. But they will stop the opportunistic thief who just wants to take whatever they can get their hands on. Also, when your staff go home at night, put the laptops at least in the drawer so they're out of sight. So when cleaners come through or contractors might be coming in to do some work, they don't see anything that says, "Take me, take me." They're in the drawers, even if the drawers aren't locked, at least they're out of sight. And lastly, USB keys. If your staff are using standard USB keys like this, get rid of them. Seriously, take the information off them and destroy them. You can undelete information, so don't just delete them and put them in the bin, actually crush them and destroy them. Get rid of them because quite often staff will put their most important files on there, like their latest presentations, their sales pitches, tenders they're working on, all sorts of things, so they can take it home and work on it. But they'll just leave them on the desks. Someone's got hold of it, so get rid of them. And I'll be talking to you later about a replacement which uses fingerprint recognition. So if they leave them around and have them stolen and someone gets hold of them, they actually need to swipe their finger to access the information. So I'll talk to you about that a bit later today. Second is password security. Everyone hates passwords. I hate passwords. I hate having to type them in all the time. It's annoying. But seriously, use them. They're the first line of defence to any computer, any mail server or any other server you have in your computer network. So as much as they're a hassle, turn them on, use them on the startup of a computer, and use them to lock the computer if you're away for a period of time. So it stops other staff members coming through and accessing your computer, using your email, all those sorts of things. As I said, I know they're a hassle, but they are really, really important to use, and it's a good first line defence. Don't use passwords like your company name, the word password, admin or administrator, because most people will try them first. Virus protection and email fraud. Everyone knows viruses are a major issue in the world today. If you don't use virus protection, you're really, really playing with fire. The stats say that there's a hit every 20 seconds to a machine somewhere in the world tries to ping that IP address that you're at. So if you don't have virus protection, it's only a matter of time before someone gets access to your machine. So use virus protection. Email fraud, these are the emails that you get from banking institutions, eBay send them, or people send them on behalf of eBay, PayPal, and they basically tell you that your account's in an on-hold status, or it needs to be updated, or your subscription's run out where it hasn't, and it asks you to log in and change those details or update those details. What you're actually logging into is a page that's designed to look exactly like the eBay page or the PayPal page or the bank. But it's actually their own phishing site, it's called, and it gets your information, gives it to them, and you've just given them your account number, your username, your password, and it's basically fed that straight to these people. So now they have that access to information to sell or use for themselves. So out of that, with the virus protection, find a good virus protection program immediately. I personally use Trend Micro. McAfee is another really good one to use, and they basically just protect you from that first line defence. With email fraud, never click an email from any financial institution or anyone you deal with who's asking you to enter your account details. If it looks like a legitimate email, ring your bank and say to them, have you sent me an email? Is this really from you? Because you'd be very surprised about the kind of things that are out there at the moment. If you do really need to go online and do something, type the web address in yourself. So if it's ANZ Bank, type in anz.com.au. Don't click the link because it will be something a lot different to ANZ.